to get the lashes a little wet. You see how I got washes? I do this all the time. Does that happen to you? Hi guys, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for clicking on this video. Today we're just going to be doing a get ready with me where I will be using products that have either gone viral or have been really popular on social media. Some of these have always been have recently been like sold out at Sephora. So today I have some of these, but I also have some drugstore. This video is also not sponsored. I am simply just sharing with you my experience with these products and whether or not I recommend them. So if that sounds like something you would enjoy, then just keep on watching. So I have two primers really quick. Dermatology released this new primer and they were kind enough to send it to me, so thank you, Dermatology. It's called their #1 primer and it's meant to be a pore filling primer. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put apply it on half of my face, and on the other half I want to apply this one that I have been loving. It's from Caliray. It's called So Blown and it's also a pore filler. And I've talked about it in one of my other videos. I think I've been using it for a while and loving it, but I wanted to kind of put it head to head next to the one from Dermatology. I'm just gonna pick up. All right, so I'm gonna go in with Dermatology on this side. It feels more like skincare more than silicone-y, and it's also clear. It feels super slippy and silky. It just feels really, really good on the skin. I've used it like once before. So I get the sense that this is the kind of primer that extends the makeup wear by quite a bit. And Dermatology is a skincare company, so you know that the ingredients in this are gonna be solid. All right, so on the other side, I'm gonna go in now with the Caliray. And by the way, this was sold out of Sephora for a while, and when it finally came in, I grabbed one, and then they restocked again and it was sold out fairly quickly, so the word is out there. This one is a little bit thicker. This one also claims to have collagen. I feel like this one blurs a bit more. I'm filming on natural light right now. I don't know if you're able to pick it up, but basically my problem area is right here, the large pores. So are you able to tell a difference? I don't know. In any event, I wanted to share them both. I'm loving them both. If you're someone who doesn't have enlarged pores and that's not a concern of yours, then I would probably recommend the Dermatology one. But if you have really large pores or a lot of texture, I would recommend this one. Moving on. The brand, what is it? Haus Labs, which is Lady Gaga's line. I love her products. The #1 being her foundation. I don't know that I hear enough people talk about how amazing this foundation is. It's very luxurious. The packaging it's like gorgeous and heavy, but it's not even the packaging. It's what the formula does for your skin. I simply love this one. It has a medium solid coverage. It just applies beautifully. It stays on the skin a long time. So we're gonna apply it to only half of our face because I have another foundation that's new that I wanted to also talk about, and I wanted to include it all in the same video. So we're just gonna keep doing the same thing. We're just gonna do half the face. The other foundation that I wanted to talk about is one new one that's been recently released at the drugstore. It's from NYX, and I can't find it. Oh, here it is. And it's called NYX Bare With Me Blur Foundation. And I tried it once before and I liked it. It has a nice finish to it. And also the fact that it says blur right away. I love anything that says blur because I do have, like we talked about, that problem with the enlarged pores. So this one feels thicker. It's like a moussey, almost moussey. So you don't need a whole lot because a little bit goes a long way. For people with oily skin, I feel like this would be a dream because it's not that it's drying, but it's like a little bit mattifying, but not in a bad way, not in a way that I can't handle it. And my skin is so dry that, you know, I have to be careful with the things that I use, but this one doesn't dry my skin out. So I think it's perfect for all skin types. I like that it just gives you this like blurred out look, and also to the point like it doesn't even look like you have to set it. So there's the difference. That's NYX and that's Haus. I feel like this one is giving more coverage, and I actually added less on this side. So there we see a difference in coverage. I mean, I still love this, of course, I love it, but this one obviously is more affordable. And if you want like extra coverage, if you're looking for more than medium, then I would say this is a better option for you. I'm just gonna put a little bit more of the Haus Labs on that side to just make them look a little bit more even, just a little more. Also, that's where I have the melasma, the sun damage. It's all concentrated in this area, so I usually have to go in and build it up a little because that's my problem area. I don't feel like I need to set it. It's like both are looking like really nice solid satin finish. Okay, so one product that has, I think it's gone viral, I'm not sure, and I am not sure why, but it's been sold out like literally since it launched. Then it's from Rare Beauty, and it's her corrector. So the product came into the store and like literally sold out that day, and we've never gotten restocked ever since. Like there seems to be shortage, with the exception of the two darkest colors. So I got this one in gratis, which means, you know, Sephora gives it to you for free. Gratis means free in Spanish. But this color is, I find, is too dark for me. But it's an interesting applicator. It's like a little metal, round, little applicator, which I think it's meant to be like cooling under the eyes. But we're just gonna try to dab a little bit in the areas where I have like the most darkness, which is right in there. Maybe if I just apply a tiny little bit, see that area there as well. What do you think? Well, we're here now, so let's do the same on the other side. Just very little. And with products under the eyes, using the finger, like in tapping motions, is your best bet to get the product to melt into the skin, especially when you're only applying in a specific area, in a small area. Okay, well, it's not as dark as I thought it would be. That's actually not bad. I mean, you still see like the what is it, the dent? Like it's so pronounced, but you know, 59, I'm 57, I'm not 59, what am I doing? I need to be taking years off, not adding them. So let's let that sit there and see. I actually just had tried it once before, and when I saw the color, I kind of was turned off by it, and I was like, what the heck? But when you think of it, color correcting, sometimes that's what it is. Like for darkness, if you're darker skin tone, with a red color is how you counteract that, like an actual red. Charlotte Tilbury actually makes a corrector that's like just bright red, like the color of a lipstick. So I have been loving the one from Clinique. It's like everything, it's the one I grab every single day. Another good one is the one from Huda Beauty though. So if you like full coverage, the one from Huda is beautiful. And even though it's full coverage, I can get away with using it even at my age, because I don't know if you've heard me say this before, but I feel as you get older, you need to go lighter on the makeup, because putting on heavy full coverage just kind of makes you look older. So I always kind of follow that rule, which is why my foundation, I always keep it like medium or lighter. Same for concealer, except this one is full coverage and it doesn't look cakey on me. And it doesn't look overly full coverage. It's one of the few full coverage concealers that I can make work. So these two have been the ones I have been going back and forth. I love them both. This one has skincare in it. This one from Clinique has skincare and it's lighter, so it's like medium coverage. This one doesn't have any skincare as far as I know. I think it has some caffeine in it for the puffiness, so that's good. So either way, just this one with the packaging, be careful, because if you don't keep it upright, it just gets very messy very quickly. So let me just go in with Clinique for today. And then I typically go up to lift. I forgot that I wanted to show you the sunscreen, the new product, the e.l.f. sunscreen. I finally got it. I had to order it directly from e.l.f. because you can't find it anywhere. Anyway, this is the dupe for the Supergood Sun Glow, and I've tried it. You have to be careful because it's much thicker than this one, and if you go heavy-handed, it can look like Tin Men easily. So I wore it by itself yesterday, which you can do because it is beautiful. It does give a nice glow, but it's a little bit light for me. I do recommend it, but I also love this one as well, but you can save so much more by getting that one. I think I have clips of me applying it, so if I find it, I will insert them so you can see the application of it. All right, that's looking pretty. Okay, and the eyes I do always set, even though I have dry skin, I do set them to prevent transfer, mostly not even for crease, because I don't experience creasing under my eyes, which is really strange. Most people, even young girls, come into Sephora always wondering how they can prevent that, or if there's a concealer that doesn't crease, but you know, essentially there is no such thing. Even though Tarte has one that's called creaseless concealer, it doesn't. If you have the type of eye that creases on you, you're gonna experience that. And the only way to really kind of help prevent that a little bit is by setting it. So I typically set it with a translucent setting powder. And the one that I love and that I've talked about and raved is this one from Catrice. It's Drugstore. So you can either go in with like the sponge and like dip it in directly. That way it'll be less powdery because it's, you know, it's gonna get damp. Moving on to bronzers, the two that are super popular and some shades are always sold out, most light shades are always sold out, is the one from Rare Beauty, her cream bronzer, and the one from Makeup by Mario, his stick bronzer. So they're both cream stick bronzers. Mario comes like that, and on the other side it has a little brush which has like these little indentations in it. Between these two, I like the formulation on Rare Beauty better because it's creamier and it melts like into your skin, so it makes the application of it so much easier. I find that the one from Makeup by Mario, it's not that I don't like it, it's a little bit thicker, so I feel like takes a little bit more work to make it look flawless in your skin. So again, I'm just gonna do both just to show you both in action. Let's go with Makeup by Mario on this side. I also feel like it might be a matter of the shade, that I prefer this shade better than this one, which is why, you know, I gravitate towards that one more. But let's try to use the brush. See how this one, that shade is almost like muddy? And by the way, this brush, to me, it's like useless, but I'm using it just to show you guys. You're supposed to like tap, 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 tap. That looks muddy. To me, that looks muddy. I don't know. Let's go on the other side with Rare Beauty. See how that undertone is so much prettier? This is a Sigma brush that I had gotten at, I found it one time at like Marshall's or something. And see how pretty that undertone is and how easily it blended in. That and then that. No, I think I just really, now that I'm doing this side by side, I think I really just made up my mind now. I really don't like that one. And it may not be a formula thing. I'm just gonna even it out. It may not be the formula so much, but as much as it is the color. How it just makes, on my skin tone, it just looks muddy. Maybe on someone else, it may come out completely different, but on me, yeah, see, that's looking muddy up there too. Anyway, as far as bronzers, the main one that I wanted to show you guys is not even those. Those have been around for a while, but the one that I have been loving, and I'm just so shocked that more people are not talking about it, is not this one, which is also, this is a nice one. This is from Charlotte. I've had this one for like over a year. This is a beautiful bronzer too. It blends really, really beautiful. But the latest one I got that I was saying, I don't know how more people are not talking about it, is this one from Haus Labs. This is so creamy, guys, so beautiful. I got the shade 5. She came out with, I believe it was a total of like 6 shades, which is really impressive. That was really nice. And also her foundation is like 100 of them. She is super, super inclusive, and I love to see that in a brand. It is so freaking beautiful and creamy. It feels like a cream to powder. That's how like silky it is. And it stays on, guys, it stays on. It stays put, like you're set. I've even been using it on my crease, you know, because mostly lately I just throw in like a bronzer on the crease and a little shimmer. You'll see, because that's what I'm going to do today, because that's what I've been doing. So I'm going to just set. Yeah, I just don't know why more people are not obsessed with this. Is it just me? What the heck? She also has blushes and highlighters, but you know, I've got to try not to blow my whole paycheck at Sephora. Oh, I wanted to also talk about a bronzer from the drugstore that's been getting a lot of attention, and it's this one, Infallible. Bronzer, it's supposed to be 24-hour wear, matte. Now, I picked it up because one of my favorite YouTubers, Jessica Braun, talks about it all the time. So I bought it, but the undertone is pretty. There it is. The bottom one. That's this one. It's not a bad product, but I find that it's so powdery. Like when you put your brush on it, let me see if I can show you guys. Like I just put my brush on it and you see all of that just got lifted up. And when you tap, you see all that flying away. Whereas when you do that with these types of products, these, you know, not more, but high end, you don't have that. So, you know, it's not a big deal. Some people, it doesn't bother them. I'd rather not see all that dust flying in the air. That's just my preference. But I have worn it, and it is pretty. If it wears 24 hours like they claim, it would be nice if that was, you know, in fact the case, especially with the warm months coming up. And You know, I tend to sweat a lot in my face when I still get hot flashes here and there. Like if I get upset or angry or whatever, like my face heats up instantly and then I'm like drenched. I don't think that happens to a lot of people, and I don't think I can attribute that to just my age. I think it's just, anyway, I'm rambling now. Anyway, I have two blushes that I wanted to share with you because one of these is like, they are all sold out at Sephora. Every single shade, at least in my store. We can't seem to keep it in stock. It's Rare Beauty and it's her liquid blushes. I have this shade Love. I have been wanting to get my hands on Hope, but it's been sold out online and everywhere. So this is the one I have. I think my daughter has another shade. That's what this one looks like right there. And you only need a little bit, and I mean a little bit. Like I'm gonna blend it, see how pretty that looks. But I just wanted to show you and tell you about it because they're so popular. I've had that one for well over a year, well before, you know, Rare Beauty became what it is today. Okay, so the other blush that's a powder blush that I wanted to talk to you about is one that's recent. It's from Essence. So this is the one color I picked up. So I wanted to apply a little bit of this one with you guys. I do love the formula. I love Essence. They make really good products, and how they manage to keep their prices so low, I'll never understand. But one of my favorite highlighters is from them. I don't have it with me right now, but it's a favorite of a lot of the YouTubers that I watch, and it has been for many years. So this one is a baked formula, which I like because when it's this formula, you don't experience all that powder getting lifted. You see, I go like that and you don't see powder flying. So I'm gonna just remove a little bit by tapping in the back of my hand because I don't want to over apply either. It's such a pretty color. You see that? And this one, I've worn it a few times and oh my goodness. Most times my skin has a way of like soaking up the products, like my lip glosses, my blushes, my bronzers, like my skin throughout the day will like take them in. And this blush, I've noticed, and the bronzer, it just kind of stays on throughout the day. Like I'll go into Sephora working like an 8-9 hour shift, and at the end of the night I come home and like the blush is still there. It's nice when you find a product that just really holds up to the test of like an all-day thing, you know, of walking around, running around. So I was so happy I picked it up, and at that price point, I mean, Essence, right along with like e.l.f., like those are the brands that stay, Wet n Wild also, stay really low priced, and I can, you know, I really appreciate that. Another product that went viral a while back is this single eyeshadow from Urban Decay called Space Cowboy, and I just had to pick it up because I am a sucker for shimmers. I'm a sucker for glitter, and I know that supposedly mature skin, we're not supposed to wear glitter on our eyes, but I don't care. I don't follow that rule. And so I did pick it up. It's this one here, and I have been wearing it non-stop, guys. It's just like the most sheer like hint of glitter, of shimmer, and it's not powdery. It's not going to be falling in your eyes or causing any type of discomfort, which is why I feel is appropriate for mature eyes. Every time I wear it, I get compliments on it, or I'll have a client ask me like, "What are you wearing? That looks so pretty on you." And that's all I've been doing nowadays. I just put this or another shimmer on my lid, and I'll throw the bronzer in the crease. All right, I've got some liner on. I did a little bit of my brows. I've been using this one from Wet n Wild. And I kid you not, guys, it's the same thing as the Brow Wiz. Same, the formula feels the same. This point actually from the one on Wet n Wild is actually a little thinner, which is even nicer, so that when you get to the end here, it can be a little bit more precise. I also got in gratis this brow freeze from Anastasia, and I'll get to the mascara in a minute, but let me just finish this part and then we'll get to that. This brow freeze, and I know that e.l.f. I believe has a dupe for it, so it's just a clear brow gel to set the brows in place. I just like to show you guys what's out there and give you some idea. That way you have some idea as to how it performs before, you know, till you can decide whether or not it's something you want to buy. I find that it helps. I know a lot of times I have customers come in and they really don't know what to get because it can be overwhelming, especially when they come in looking for skincare and they're trying to get ingredients to target specific concerns. And then, you know, you're bombarded with like 40 different brands claiming a million different things. It's a lot. So, you know, that's what we're there for. So it's nice when they ask me for recommendations and I'm able to share. Like, I've tried, you know, 80% of these products, so I can give you at least my personal experience and my personal opinion and share the little bit of knowledge that I have when it comes to skincare. Now, before I do my mascara, I always set the face to get the lashes a little wet. You see how I got washes? I do this all the time. Does that happen to you? Where I think my brain is so quick, like it's moving quickly, so I take words and just combine them into one and end up sounding like a complete crazy person. All right, I really like this one. It's also really popular. It sells quite a bit. Have I tried other setting sprays that are just as good and less expensive? Absolutely. Absolutely, but you know, I got it, I'm gonna use it. And then I go in at this point and curl my lashes while they're a little wet. I find that helps keep the curl. And finally, the mascara that had been sold out. I kid you not, this was sold out since before Christmas, and we finally got some in the other, like 2 weeks ago, and I snatched one so quick. It's the one from Tower 28. This thing, people were raving about it, and I'm like, I bet you that it's just like any regular mascara. So I had to try it for myself, and I bought it. And guys, there's something different about this one. First of all, the applicator is unique. It's curved, which is not unique in and of itself, but it's got something going on over here. Like, there's some additional piece that they put there. And this product gives you length and separation. If you're the kind of person that likes wispy, like falsies, like if you wear falsies and you like the look of like really feathered out, this is the mascara that's gonna give you that. Look at that. That's one coat. And of course, we got some in the other day, and then they were, I should have picked up two. I should have known better. Yeah, they were sold out fairly quickly, within like a day or two. Plus, I mean, it doesn't help that every time I had a client come in looking for recommendations on a mascara, I would run to the Tower 28 section and rave about and explain to them what it does to your lashes. The only thing I wish this had, I wish it was a tubing mascara, because only with tubing mascaras do I not experience transfer. This one doesn't transfer so much as far as the few times I've worn it, I don't find that it transfers as much, but it's not that it won't happen. Unlike tubing mascaras, which we'll get to that. You know, tubing mascaras for me guarantee that there will be no transfer. That's the whole thing behind the formula. No smudging, no transfer. So for those of you who do want a tubing mascara, this one is the one I've been using and loving. Is from Tarte, and it is their first tubing mascara, I think, that they release. Tubing mascaras for some reason are not that common. I don't know if it's the formulation of it is difficult or what. But Sephora, at least the Sephora I work for, carries only two, which is this one, and then the other one from Blink, which I also love. And they have 3 different variations. The one from Blink, one is for lengthening, the other one's for volume, and the other one is like for separation. I don't know, they do different things, but my favorite one out of all 3 of them is the one that's called Ultra Volume, because for me, I'm okay with the length that I have, but I like to add volume as much as I can. So what I do is then use the tubing one in the lower lashes to hopefully, you know, prevent any possible transfer from happening. Because for me, I think the transfer doesn't always just happen from the mascara. It could be from the liner as well. Working with older eyes, things start to get, you know, a little bit more complicated, but we work with what we have. Now, another thing which I wanted to do at the beginning to show you, and I forgot, is I finally got my hands on the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. Finally, I ordered it directly from the website along with the primer, which is a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I've had this for like over 2 years. I have it in the shade 5. Let me swatch it for you. And the shade turned out to be almost identical. This one is e.l.f. and this one is Charlotte. The one from e.l.f. has more coverage. So even if you were to like wear it alone, I did it the other day and it's beautiful on its own. It gives you a little bit more coverage than the one from Charlotte. And a couple of people have said this, and it's true. The formula on the one from e.l.f. seems to be a little thicker. And these are primers. These are not really meant to provide like coverage as a foundation would, but they are meant to be like used alone if you're going for that natural look. This one, some people prefer it because it provides that little bit of extra coverage that this one doesn't. So e.l.f., what is it? Hit it out of the park with this. Unbelievable. You can't get it anywhere. I'm gonna just use them both as sort of highlighters and put them on the high points of my skin. This one is e.l.f. I'm just gonna dot a little bit. Now let's do the same with the Hollywood Flawless Filter. I don't like to apply liquid after powders, because I'm always afraid that it's gonna lift up the product, but I messed up, so I don't have a choice. Both like very natural highlighters, so that's e.l.f., that's Hollywood Flawless Filter. And looking from the front, I don't think you can really tell. I'm just gonna apply a little bit on the tip of my nose, down the bridge of the nose, a little bit on the Cupid's bow, on the peak of the brow. That's supposed to create a lifting effect. I really, really like it. And I also think, I mean, it feels, it's a bottle glass just like this one, so it feels just as luxurious. I mean, e.l.f. is just like really, really, they're doing the damn thing. And I am so glad that we can get good quality products, you know, without breaking the bank. It's just, it's great. All right, I'm gonna apply a little bit of my beloved Lawless, another product that I don't understand why people are not going crazy about. I've talked about it before. I love it. I like it better than Laneige, because this one you actually feel like a little bit of tingling, minimal, but like you feel it like getting into your lips. All right, we're gonna put a little bit of lip liner. This one is from Joa. You can get this at CVS, and it's a pretty nude, if I remember correctly. Let's warm it up. Okay, and to two lip products that I mentioned in my other video, also from Haus Labs, and I promise you this is not sponsored, but I'm just loving the products from them that I try. It's their lip oils, and I have the peachy one and the pinky one. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the peachy one. And these, like I mentioned before, they are feel the same way as the Dior lip oils, which also were constantly sold out of Sephora, because it seems like every girl under the age of you know, 16 needed to have those lip glosses, but they are very pricey. And these, on the other hand, are 24 instead of 40. And these are actually lip tints, so the more you apply them, the more your lips will start to kind of take that tone. You know, it'll start staining your lips a little bit. It's minimal, it's not a lot. I don't think the ones from Dior have a tint. These feel just the same. They also have skincare ingredients in it, and I just love them. I can't say good enough things about them. Love them. Every client that, again, I always just kind of grab them, bring them to that area, but also we have been kind of low on selling these. Like they're also always out of stock as well. The word is getting out that these are good and, you know, very, very fairly priced. All right, guys, and that completes this look. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please show your support by giving this video a thumbs up, sharing it with a friend, and of course subscribing. All the products that I used today will be listed down below for your reference, so you can check that out. I also have linked my playlist for skincare and for makeup if you want to check more of my videos out. Thanks again for joining me today, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.